In Unscripted, MJ DeMarco, entrepreneur, investor, and best-selling author of The Millionaire Fast Lane, insists that there's only one way to achieve financial success: adopt an entrepreneurial mindset. He claims that most people don't have this mindset and can't achieve financial success because they have unproductive beliefs about money that dissuade them from pursuing an entrepreneurial path. However, he argues that though these beliefs are pervasive, they're surmountable. You can remove their influence, cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset, and achieve your financial goals. This guide discusses DeMarco's advice for cultivating an entrepreneurial mindset and achieving financial success in two parts. In the first part, we'll explain his argument that all beliefs about money fall into one of three financial mindsets, each influencing how you manage your finances and the amount of wealth you accumulate. We'll also clarify why people with an entrepreneurial mindset are more likely to achieve their financial goals than those who practice one of the other two mindsets. In the second part, we'll explore 8 specific beliefs that don't support an entrepreneurial mindset and DeMarco's actionable solutions for removing their influence and moving toward financial success. Additionally, we'll supplement DeMarco's ideas with psychological research and practical advice from financial advisors and successful entrepreneurs. New section. Part 1. Beliefs about money fall into one of three mindsets. DeMarco argues that the beliefs you hold about money determine how much wealth you can accumulate. This is because they influence the way you relate to and manage your finances. According to him, beliefs about money tend to fall into one of three mindsets: consumer, employee, and entrepreneurial. Short form note. While T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, also argues that your beliefs determine how much wealth you accumulate, he claims that all beliefs about money fall into not 3 but 2 financial mindsets: rich and poor. He explains why you adopted your beliefs. As a child, everything you heard and experienced regarding money conditioned you to adopt specific beliefs about it. These beliefs now influence the way you manage your finances, either moving you toward financial success or away from it. Eker mirrors DeMarco's argument by suggesting that you can overcome your conditioning to improve your finances by consciously replacing your poor beliefs with rich beliefs. Let's explore each of DeMarco's 3 mindsets in detail. Mindset number 1: consumer. According to DeMarco, having a consumer mindset means believing that it's more important to present the appearance of wealth than it is to actually acquire wealth. As a result, you mismanage your money, spend more than you earn, and create debts that prevent you from accumulating wealth. DeMarco argues that buying things you can't afford without considering the impact it has on your financial security always leads to poverty. Short form note. According to Jonathan Haidt, the happiness hypothesis, people are motivated to look wealthy because they assume it will make them happy. However, the desire to project wealth limits your ability to feel intrinsically happy because it leads to an endless competitive cycle. You feel happy when you buy something that projects wealth. But when someone else buys something more expensive, it devalues your purchase and leaves you dissatisfied. The only way you can maintain happiness is to continue purchasing increasingly expensive things so no one outdoes you. Spending mindfully prevents lifestyle creep. Even high earners risk spending more than they earn and ending up poor. Research shows that the more you earn, the more likely you are to increase your spending. This is due to a phenomenon called lifestyle creep. As your income increases, you feel more entitled to waste money on things you formerly viewed as unnecessary treats or luxuries. This increase in spending happens incrementally, so it's often difficult for you to recognize when it's happening. Further, many Americans get stuck in the debt trap that DeMarco describes because of the way they're targeted by credit card companies. Credit card companies profit from interest payments and penalty fees, meaning that every time you fail to pay your full balance, they make a profit. Unfortunately, this business model encourages some disreputable companies to target vulnerable consumers, offering low interest rates to entice low-income earners and including hidden fees to maximize profits. Financial advisors suggest that becoming conscious of your spending habits and sticking to a budget will curb your tendency to overspend and accumulate debts. Common advice includes tracking your spending habits and eliminating all unnecessary expenses. In contrast, Ramit Sethi, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, suggests that if you focus on spending mindfully, you can quit overspending without eliminating expenses that are unnecessary but bring you joy. For example, by indulging in fine wine. To spend mindfully, split your expenses into 4 areas, decide how much you want to spend in each area, then allocate a portion of your income to each. Fixed costs, rent, living expenses. Investments, savings and retirement. Savings goals, vacations and large expenses. Guilt-free spending, anything that makes you happy. Sethi suggests setting up a system that won't let you spend more than you've allocated to any of these areas. He argues that this process is more effective than budgeting or eliminating expenses because you don't waste time tracking where each dollar goes. In addition, you give yourself permission to spend a portion of your income in any way you wish. While this goes against common financial advice, you're more likely to stick to your financial goals if you don't constantly deprive yourself of the things in life that bring you joy. Mindset number 2, employee. DeMarco claims that having an employee mindset means believing that you should sacrifice pleasures now so that you can acquire wealth in the future. As a result, you work for others for restricted income, budget every cent, and funnel all surplus money toward pensions, investments, and savings accounts. But according to DeMarco, working for others and living frugally doesn't help you acquire wealth now, nor guarantee that you'll be wealthy in the future. Short-form note. DeMarco's conclusion about this mindset has 3 limitations. First, no mindset can guarantee a wealthy future because you simply can't predict the future. Second, though being an employee restricts income to a predefined salary, it also involves fewer costs and financial risks than entrepreneurship. Third, he doesn't acknowledge how this mindset can improve the quality of your life here and now. People who delay gratification in favor of saving for the future tend to enjoy more happiness and satisfaction than those who don't. Taking proactive steps to secure your financial security increases your peace of mind and decreases feelings of anxiety about what may happen in the future. Mindset number 3, entrepreneurial. DeMarco argues that having an entrepreneurial mindset means believing that you're both accountable for and capable of creating massive wealth. As a result, you work for yourself and create unrestricted income by developing recurrent passive income streams that maximize your income and net worth. DeMarco insists that generating recurrent streams of income guarantees that you'll achieve financial success in the short term and enjoy wealth in the long term. Short-form note. While passive income has the potential to increase your income, it's also at the mercy of various uncontrollable factors that may impede your plans to accumulate wealth. For example, at the age of 34, one entrepreneur had a net worth of $3 million and an annual passive income of $80,000. However, by the age of 42, he was again seeking the security of a job due to declining interest rates, rising health insurance premiums, and unexpected childcare costs. Arguably, unpredictable lifestyle changes and market fluctuations make it difficult to guarantee both short-term and long-term financial success, no matter how much passive income you generate. New section. Part 2. Identify and overcome unproductive beliefs about money. Since the state of your finances simply reflects your financial mindset, it follows that to achieve wealth, you just need to adopt beliefs that support an entrepreneurial mindset. However, DeMarco argues that before you can cultivate this mindset, you first need to become aware of the unproductive beliefs you hold about money so that you can free yourself from their influence. Short-form note. Like DeMarco, James Allen, As a Man Thinketh, argues that you must identify your beliefs to understand why you behave the way you do before you can change your behaviors. Without this understanding, you're more likely to believe that you have no control over your mindset, and you won't feel motivated to improve the way you manage your finances. He explains that if you're not as wealthy as you want to be, it's because you've adopted beliefs that don't support an entrepreneurial mindset. DeMarco identifies 8 such beliefs. 1. Only lucky people get rich. 2. Your innate capabilities determine your level of wealth. 3. Frugality creates wealth. 4. It's okay to spend more than you earn. 5. You can make money without creating value. 6. The rich prevent you from acquiring wealth. 7. There's a shortcut to wealth. 8. Relying solely on compound interest makes you rich. According to DeMarco, though these beliefs are pervasive, they're surmountable. You can remove their influence, cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset, and achieve financial success. We'll explore his practical advice for overcoming each of these 8 beliefs throughout the rest of the guide. How changing your behaviors changes your beliefs. DeMarco suggests a series of actions that could help steer you away from each of the 8 unproductive beliefs. But he doesn't suggest a set of alternative entrepreneurial beliefs to replace them with. This raises the question, can changing your behaviors change your beliefs? According to Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within, it can. Robbins argues that making beneficial changes to your behavior sets in motion a series of beneficial changes that ultimately improve your beliefs. He explains that when you effectively focus your energy on changing your behaviors, you inevitably produce successful results. These positive results empower you to maintain your improved behaviors and to make even more beneficial changes so that you can continue to feel good about yourself. The more you practice your new behaviors, the more you rewire your brain and weaken its reliance on the beliefs that supported your earlier unwanted behaviors. As a result, your brain naturally replaces the unproductive beliefs that don't support your new and improved behaviors with ones that do. New section. Unproductive belief number 1. Only lucky people get rich. The first belief, only lucky people get rich, implies that wealth is entirely dependent on random and uncontrollable forces. DeMarco argues that this belief convinces you that you're not accountable for your finances by disregarding 2 important factors. 1. The many failures entrepreneurs face before they acquire wealth. For example, DeMarco failed several times before building a company that made him millions. Short form note: many entrepreneurs not only face failure before they acquire wealth, but also after they acquire it. However, they often fight back to regain the money they lose. For example, James Altucher founded a web design company, sold it for $10 million, then lost all his money through a series of bad investments. Instead of giving in to failure, he clawed his way back to wealth by becoming a popular author, blogger, and podcaster. 2. The role your thoughts, behaviors, and choices play in creating your financial circumstances. For example, the reason DeMarco overcame his failures was that he chose to learn from them and take persistent actions to achieve his financial goal. According to DeMarco, because you don't feel accountable for your finances, you fail to see what you can do to improve them. This creates a feeling of powerlessness that prevents you from moving toward your financial goal. Short form note: according to Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, your level of accountability impacts your overall well-being in addition to your finances. He claims that acknowledging your role in your circumstances, by recognizing that you're always choosing how you respond to them, thereby influencing what happens next, empowers you to make conscious choices that benefit your overall well-being. On the other hand, ignoring your role in your circumstances, for example by believing that other people are to blame for the state of your finances, disempowers you from making choices that will ultimately improve your well-being and your finances. Cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset. Create your own opportunities. Overcome this belief and cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset by creating your own opportunities for wealth. DeMarco argues that each choice you make initiates a limited set of potential outcomes, and that you can only experience outcomes that line up with your choices. Therefore, financial luck comes from making choices that set off potentially successful outcomes. For example, you choose to rely on an hourly wage as your sole source of income and spend all your free time playing video games. Your choices limit your probability of achieving financial success, because they don't create opportunities to acquire wealth from other sources. On the other hand, choosing to spend your free time constructively, for example by improving yourself or developing business ideas, increases your probability of achieving financial success because it creates multiple opportunities for you to improve your finances. Short form note: research suggests that setting intentions will help you make choices that initiate successful outcomes. This is because intentions force you to focus on who you want to be, and they increase your self-discipline when you're faced with conflicting choices about how to spend your time or your money. For example, if you set a clear intention to spend an hour every evening focusing on your business, you'll know the right way to act when faced with a decision between working constructively and wasting your time on distractions. New section: Unproductive belief number 2. Your innate capabilities determine your level of wealth. The second belief, your innate capabilities determine your level of wealth, implies that you have intrinsic, fixed skills that influence how much money you can earn. DeMarco argues that this belief discourages people from improving their chances of achieving financial success in 2 ways. 1. Convincing those who've easily achieved success before that they're talented and that acquiring wealth will be equally easy. For example, as a child, you got perfect grades without applying effort. You grew up assuming that you'd acquire wealth just as easily, and you don't see the need to improve your skill set. Short form note: psychologists expand on why assuming you're already talented enough to acquire wealth hinders your chances of success. While positive expectations are beneficial because they encourage you to rise above challenges, unrealistic positive expectations, such as believing that you'll achieve your goals without applying effort, set you up for failure. This is because they don't prepare you to take proactive steps to counter the inevitable obstacles that you'll face. On the other hand, realistic positive expectations acknowledge that the road to success requires effort and persistence, thereby encouraging you to take a proactive approach toward achieving your financial goals. 2. Convincing those who've struggled to achieve success that they aren't talented enough to acquire wealth and never will be. For example, you lost money due to a poor investment decision. Instead of educating yourself on making more profitable decisions, you assume that you'll always make unprofitable decisions and give up on your plan to invest. Short form note: Tony Robbins, Awaken the Giant Within, clarifies why believing that you aren't talented enough discourages you from moving toward your financial goals. It causes you to focus on your limitations and blocks your ability to find solutions. As a result, you resign yourself to living with less than you want. Robbins suggests that you can overcome this self-defeating tendency by asking yourself positive and empowering questions that lead to solutions. For example, how can you take advantage of compound interest and safeguard your money at the same time? Cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset. Make incremental improvements. Overcome this belief and cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset by making daily incremental improvements to your skill set. DeMarco argues that even the tiniest amount of progress will dispel the myth that your capabilities are fixed and cannot be improved. As a result, you'll feel more empowered to hone the necessary skills to achieve your financial goals. For example, if you think you're incapable of coming up with profitable business ideas, look to business books for inspiration and set a goal of coming up with at least one profitable idea each week, eventually progressing to one new idea each day. Improve your skills by focusing on one component at a time. Angela Duckworth, Grit, offers practical advice on making incremental improvements to your skill set. She argues that you're more likely to make progress if you break each skill you want to improve down into different components and focus on mastering one component at a time. She provides a 4-step process to achieve this. Focus on a specific component of the skill you want to improve or learn. For example, if your goal is to learn how to write marketing copy for your business, focus on mastering headlines. Give that specific component your undivided attention. Once you think you've mastered that component, ask others to evaluate your progress. Pay more attention to what you did wrong than what you did right. Reflect on the feedback you received and continue to give that single component your undivided attention until you master it. Repeat the process until you've mastered all of the different components of your chosen skill. New section. Unproductive belief number 3. Frugality creates wealth. The third belief, frugality creates wealth, implies that you can build wealth by working a low-paying job and saving every cent. DeMarco argues this belief cripples your chances of acquiring wealth because it prevents you from focusing on the myriad ways you can proactively increase your income. Instead, it restricts your focus to your outgoing expenses in the hope that sacrificing pleasures and budgeting every cent now will magically grow your savings into sizable wealth in the future. However, DeMarco insists that if your income is small, you won't be able to save enough to create wealth. Further, inflation will reduce the value of any money you do manage to accumulate. Short-form note. While DeMarco argues that frugality restricts your focus to outgoing expenses and meager savings accounts, David Bach, the automatic millionaire, argues that this approach improves your quality of life now and gives you the freedom to make profitable choices for your future. This is for 2 reasons. First, savings helps you face unexpected events, such as job loss, without diminishing your financial security. Second, extra money in the bank gives you space to make decisions about your lifestyle and financial goals. For example, when you don't have savings, you're forced to stay at your job. On the other hand, having enough money to support yourself allows you to quit your job and work on developing your business. Cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset. Leverage time to create passive income. Overcome this belief and cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset by leveraging time to create passive income. According to DeMarco, the fastest way to acquire wealth isn't by saving every cent, but by developing a business that generates recurrent income without your direct involvement. He explains that relying on a wage or salary limits how much you can earn and subsequently save, because you only receive money based on how many hours you work or how much you produce. For example, you work for an online publisher and either get paid $20 an hour or $20 for each article you submit. So you must work 5 hours or submit 5 articles to generate $100. Both methods restrict your income to how much time you contribute and limit the amount of money you can save. Short-form note. While DeMarco claims that working for others automatically restricts income, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad, argues that employees can surpass income limits by opting to receive a commission for the value they produce. He explains that when you work for an employer, you're only paid a fraction of your generated value. For example, you earn $20 an hour working 40 hours a week, $800 a week. However, your work generates $5,000 in sales for your employer per week. If you ask for a 25% commission, you'll receive $1,250 a week, a $450 increase. Unlike standard wages, the more sales you generate, the more income you receive. Since you can theoretically generate infinite sales, your income is no longer capped. On the other hand, investing time in work that generates passive income, by creating a product or system that earns an income long after your original time investment, expands your income potential and your ability to accumulate large sums of money. For example, you invest your time into creating a $20 book that sells in global markets. The ongoing sales of this product generate an income far beyond the hourly wage you would have received for your original time investment. Consequently, DeMarco insists that investing your time and money in assets that appreciate over time, such as physical or intellectual property that you can lease, sell, or distribute, is the only way to grow your net worth and earn millions. The disadvantages of relying on passive income. According to DeMarco, assets that generate an ongoing income without your direct involvement create unlimited passive income and remove your need to work. While this may seem like an ideal way to create financial freedom, there are 5 factors to consider before foregoing your job to take this route. 1. Time investment. Creating a reliable and consistent source of passive income is a slow process. It takes a great deal of research, trial, and error. 2. Financial investment. Many passive income projects require significant upfront costs. 3. Delayed or no income. Your product or service can't generate an income until it's ready to enter the market. It could take months or years to build up awareness and build traction. Despite your time and effort, your project may never generate an income. 4. Relying on a single source of income is a gamble. It takes several diverse income streams to reliably sustain a comfortable lifestyle, each requiring an initial investment of time and money to establish. 5. Ongoing management. Many passive income streams don't last without your direct involvement due to a number of variables. New section. Unproductive belief number 4. It's okay to spend more than you earn. The fourth belief, it's okay to spend more than you earn, implies that you can rely on credit to buy things you can't afford without suffering any consequences. DeMarco claims that this belief underpins a consumer mindset because it disregards the persistence required to create wealth in favor of the quick fix of using credit to impersonate wealth. However, relying on credit results in debts that destroy your chances of creating actual wealth, because instead of funneling money toward your financial security, a business, investments, and savings, you must commit all future income toward paying off your loans. Short-form note. It's well known that relying on credit creates debts that restrict financial freedom. However, DeMarco's conclusion that people rely on credit because they'd rather appear rich than put in the work to be rich is arguably reductive because many people can't survive without credit. According to one survey, 37% of low-income and middle-income households rely on credit cards to cover basic living expenses, such as groceries and utilities. Further, people who rely on credit tend to work longer hours or take on a second job just to cover their debts and survive. So while DeMarco argues that credit users are motivated by the need to look wealthy, many credit users are in fact motivated by the need to survive. Cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset. Think like a producer. Overcome this belief and cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset by thinking like a producer. This involves examining everything you purchase from a producer's perspective rather than a consumer's perspective. Ask yourself, what value does this company provide and how does it market the product? What processes are involved in offering this product or service? How does this company make a profit? DeMarco claims that these questions will help you make the switch from thinking about what you want to buy to thinking about what you can produce to generate profits. 9 questions to uncover how a business operates. Osterwalder and Bigneur, Business Model Generation, offer a more in-depth way to analyze the strategies of successful businesses and think like a producer. According to them, every business strategy relies on 9 elements. The following questions give you a complete picture of how a business operates and help you come up with your own business ideas. Who are its customers? Define what group of consumers the business targets its product to. For example, if it sells children's books, it's probably targeting parents and preschools. What channels does it use to communicate, sell, and distribute its products and services? For example, a business might rely on online advertising, an e-commerce store, and the postal system. What sort of customer relationships does it establish? For example, it might offer a fully personalized one-on-one service to build customer loyalty. Or it might offer automated services with no dedicated customer service representatives. What value does it offer? How does its product or service benefit customers? For example, smallpdf.com offers free and low-priced PDF services to individuals who don't want to subscribe to traditional alternatives. What resources does it rely on? A business needs one or more of the following resources to create and deliver its products to customers. Material, for example, specific equipment. Monetary, intellectual, for example, copyrights or patents. And human, for example, employees or specialists. What partnerships does it rely on? There are 4 types of partnerships a business might rely on. Between non-competitors, eBay and PayPal. Between competitors, Apple and Microsoft's patent licensing agreement. Joint alliances, Ford and Toyota develop hybrid trucks together, and buyer-supplier alliances. Samsung supplies Apple. What are its core activities? The main tasks that a business needs to focus on to operate successfully fall into at least one of the following three categories: production, troubleshooting, and infrastructure management. How does it make a profit? Does it deal in single transactions or recurring transactions? Does it offer fixed prices or variable prices? What are its costs? Does the business have one-off costs to produce and distribute a product, or does it have ongoing costs such as salaries and office rentals? New section. Unproductive belief number 5. You can make money without creating value. The fifth belief, you can make money without creating value, implies that all money-making opportunities are equal, regardless of how much value they create. DeMarco argues that this belief disregards one important fact. The amount of money you make is directly tied to the amount of value you create. Because you don't understand that massive wealth depends on creating massive value, you waste your time pursuing activities that create little to no value and offer no chance of generating wealth. For example, by switching to jobs that pay more or jumping from one get-rich-quick business to another. Short-form note. If you're unsure how to distinguish between low-value and high-value activities, Josh Kaufman, the personal MBA, offers useful advice. He says that we find value in products and services that fulfill 5 basic needs: to feel good about ourselves, to connect with others, to grow and learn, to feel safe, and to avoid effort. Further, the authors of Business Model Generation claim that your product or service is more likely to be perceived as valuable if, in addition to fulfilling a need, it differentiates itself from what's already on the market. Therefore, if you're working on a unique product or service that effectively fulfills one of these 5 needs, you're creating value. Cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset. Provide value to others. Overcome this belief and cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset by switching your focus from chasing money to providing value. DeMarco explains that people only see value in things that solve their problems and fulfill their needs. Therefore, the wealth you generate can only reflect the amount of value that you provide to others. To create value, he suggests that you examine your skills, knowledge, or assets and think about how they can benefit others. Ask yourself questions such as, what problems or inconveniences can I resolve? Or, how can I improve upon products or services that I already use? Answering these questions will help you align your skills and abilities with valuable money-making opportunities. Short-form note. What kinds of problems should you try to resolve? Sales experts recommend looking for inconveniences that customers face throughout both their experience with an existing business and their experience with specific products and services. Come up with as many ideas as you can to solve these problems. For example, one business noticed that consumers are reluctant to buy electric fryers because deep-fried food is unhealthy and the machines are difficult to clean. The company transformed the problem into a solution by creating ActiFry, a machine that creates tasty fries with only 1 tablespoon of oil. ActiFry converted a problem into revenue totaling $1 billion by addressing customer concerns. New section. Unproductive belief number 6. The rich prevent you from acquiring wealth. The 6th belief, the rich prevent you from acquiring wealth, implies that wealthy people block your access to money-making opportunities because they're inherently corrupt and selfish. According to DeMarco, because it convinces you that wealthy people are to blame for your lack of wealth, this belief makes you feel like a victim. Because you feel like a victim, you waste time complaining about your finances and feel powerless to improve them. Use cognitive behavioral therapy to challenge a victim mentality. DeMarco claims that many people feel victimized by rich people and feel powerless as a result. Research clarifies what he means. Having a victim mentality, when you ignore your role in creating your problems and instead blame others for thwarting you, creates feelings of apathy that reduce your motivation to pursue your goals. Cognitive behavioral therapy CBT practitioners suggest that you can overcome the tendency to get caught up in self-defeating thoughts and emotions by questioning the validity of your assumptions. They provide specific questions to help you objectively examine your thoughts about your financial circumstances. Answering these questions will help shift your focus from blaming others and feeling powerless to being accountable and feeling empowered. Facts. What evidence is there to support your thoughts about this? What evidence disproves or contradicts your thoughts about this? Are your opinions getting in the way of the facts? Are there any facts that you've ignored or overlooked? Other explanations. Can you think about this differently? Is your mood impacting the way you're thinking about this? Have you ever felt differently about this? Are you likely to change your opinion about this over time? Your feelings. How does this thought make you feel good? How does this thought make you feel bad? How will you feel if you continue to hold on to this thought? Cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset. Appreciate the value rich people create. Overcome this belief and cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset by shifting from blame to appreciation. DeMarco argues that rich people aren't to blame for your lack of wealth. You are, because you haven't created sufficient value to acquire the income you want. However, each time you blame others for the state of your finances, you get caught up in a negative mindset that prevents you from coming up with constructive money-making ideas. On the other hand, if you focus on all of the different ways rich people have made your life easier or more enjoyable, you'll realize that they deserve to be rich because they've contributed something valuable to society. For example, Jeff Bezos deserves to be rich because he makes online shopping more convenient for millions of people. DeMarco claims that this realization will make it easy for you to shift your thoughts from blame to appreciation, creating a more positive mindset. As a result, you'll feel more empowered to come up with your own ideas to make a valuable and profitable contribution to society. Short-form note. Though the benefits of appreciation and gratitude are well known, they positively impact your mood and productivity levels. It can be difficult to appreciate wealthy people, especially when your finances are a mess. Psychologists suggest that you're more likely to shift your thoughts from blame to appreciation by establishing a daily gratitude practice, such as keeping a gratitude journal. This creates a habit of thinking grateful thoughts. Some self-help practitioners also suggest using visual reminders to trigger thoughts of appreciation. For example, use a gratitude quote as your screensaver or place a picture of something you really appreciate where you'll see it most often. Unproductive belief number 7. There's a shortcut to wealth. The seventh belief, there's a shortcut to wealth, implies that wealthy people are born rich or have access to a secret weapon that quickly and easily creates riches for them. According to DeMarco, because it disregards the time and effort required to create wealth, this belief convinces you that you shouldn't have to work hard and make sacrifices to achieve the wealth you want. As a result, instead of taking constructive actions to improve your finances, you waste time and energy pursuing get-rich-quick schemes that fail to generate the income they promise. Short-form note. DeMarco's opinions on get-rich-quick schemes are warranted. They not only fail to generate the income they promise, but often result in financial loss. This is because these schemes are designed to get people to hand over their money in exchange for something that promises to make them even more money. However, while the schemers rake in profits, unsuspecting followers rarely enjoy any financial benefits. Therefore, stay wary of schemes that require upfront payments, make grandiose claims about how much money you can expect to earn, or suggest that you don't need any experience to create massive wealth. Cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset. Do the work to achieve wealth. Overcome this belief and cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset by accepting that there are no shortcuts to creating money. According to DeMarco, you're more likely to acquire wealth if you define the financial goal you want to achieve and commit to doing the work to make it happen. He outlines 3 practical methods to focus on the work and make progress toward your financial goal. 1. Set a measurable goal. 2. Create a daily routine. 3. Identify and remove distractions. Let's explore each of these 3 methods in detail. Method number 1. Set a measurable goal. DeMarco argues that a clearly defined, measurable goal gives you a clear target to move toward and provides opportunities to measure your progress. For example, I want to be rich isn't measurable, whereas I want to earn $500,000 a year is. Short form note: Charles Duhigg, Smarter, Faster, Better, offers additional advice on setting measurable goals. First, define your overall objective and break it down into sub-goals so you can track your progress. Ensure that these sub-goals are achievable and realistic, because if they don't seem possible, you won't be motivated to achieve them. Then set an expected timeline for accomplishing each of your sub-goals and your overall objective, because giving yourself continual deadlines will prevent procrastination. Method number 2. Create a daily routine. DeMarco suggests that you break your goal down into a series of daily tasks that will help you make progress toward achieving it. For example, your initial daily tasks toward achieving your goal of earning $500,000 a year may involve researching business ideas and developing a detailed strategy to increase your income. Short form note: Brendan Burchard, High Performance Habits, expands on DeMarco's method with in-depth advice on breaking your goal down into productive tasks. First, write down 5 major steps you need to take to achieve your goal. These are big steps that require many smaller tasks to achieve. For example, if your goal is to generate $500,000 in profit, one of your 5 major steps might be to market your business. Then, under each of your 5 major steps, write down a list of tasks you need to complete to accomplish that step. For example, to market your business, your tasks might include copywriting and designing marketing materials. Finally, create deadlines for each of these tasks and factor them into your daily schedule. Method number 3. Identify and remove distractions. DeMarco recommends that you consider what might prevent you from working on your daily tasks and find ways to remove their influence over you. For example, if you have a habit of binge-watching Netflix when you should be working, canceling your subscription will make it easier to focus on what you need to do. Short form note: in addition to removing all distractions, James Clear, Atomic Habits, provides another practical way to stay focused on what you want to achieve. Add visual reminders of what you intend to accomplish. Visual cues instigate action because they trick your brain into thinking that it's convenient to act on them. For example, email pop-ups trigger you to automatically check emails. Without them, opening emails requires a conscious decision. Likewise, clearing your desk of all distractions and leaving just one project on your desk makes it convenient to focus your full attention on that single task. Unproductive belief number 8. Relying solely on compound interest makes you rich. The 8th belief, relying solely on compound interest makes you rich, implies that you can create massive wealth by funneling small amounts of money toward pension and investment accounts. DeMarco argues that because it encourages you to depend on unpredictable market forces to generate wealth for you, this belief convinces you to risk the money you do have. He explains that in theory, investments create wealth by providing a predictable and healthy rate of return over the course of decades. In reality, however, the markets are unpredictable and the rates are too low to make a significant impact on the small, capped sums of money the government allows you to contribute to your investment accounts. You also can't guarantee that financial managers won't make poor decisions that lose you money, or that the rate of inflation won't reduce the value of your investments. Short form note: David Bach, the automatic millionaire, offers a contrasting perspective on compound interest. He first explains that you'll earn far more from investing small amounts of money than from not investing at all. The impact isn't insignificant, as DeMarco suggests. Then Bach suggests that diversifying your investments by putting money into a combination of cash, bonds, and stocks ensures the overall health of your investment portfolio, even when faced with unstable interest and inflation rates. Further, he claims that anyone can learn how to automate and manage their own investments, so you don't even need a financial advisor to manage your money, meaning you won't risk someone making bad decisions on your behalf. Cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset. Use compound interest to supplement your profits. Overcome this belief and cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset by using compound interest to supplement your profits. According to DeMarco, instead of relying on compound interest as your only plan to build wealth, you should rely on it as part of a plan to preserve and build wealth. His recommended plan involves developing a profitable business first, then investing your profits to generate additional passive income. He argues that the more profits you invest, the more income you'll generate, because compound interest dramatically increases the value of large investments over a shorter period of time, even when the rates of return are low. Short-form note: while it's true that the more money you invest, the faster compound interest grows your money, generating wealth before you invest offers another distinct advantage. You can afford to take risks with your investments. We previously explained that diversifying your investments ensures the overall safety of your portfolio. Keeping your investments in cash, bonds, and low-risk stocks protects your money. However, as DeMarco argues, these options only offer a low return and limit the income you can make on your investments. On the other hand, having money to spare allows you to allocate funds to aggressive, riskier investments that have the potential to dramatically increase in value. Exercise. Cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset. DeMarco claims that you can cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset by overcoming 8 unproductive beliefs about money. This exercise will help you identify the first step you'll take toward achieving that goal. Question number 1. Think about the 8 beliefs DeMarco identifies as unproductive. Did you find any of these surprising? Why or why not? Question number 2. How many of DeMarco's solutions for overcoming unproductive beliefs do you already practice? Question number 3. Which solutions will be the most difficult for you to practice and why? Question number 4. What's the first step you're going to take to cultivate an entrepreneurial mindset? This concludes the short form guide to Unscripted by M.J. DeMarco.